Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. Isn't it cute? Okay, here are the supplies. We're using Petal Promenade cardstock, or designer series paper, I should say, and this measures 6 by 6, and then another piece that measures 9 by 1. We've got Whisper White for our greeting here, and Mossy Meadow for the scallop circle. We have a couple items that are retiring with the end of this catalog, and that would be the 1 1/4 circle punch and the needle point nook buttons, as well as this paper. Okay, let me get the Simply Scored scoring tool and we'll start with scoring. We're going to start with the 6 by 6 piece, and we're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. Now we're going to take the 9 by 1 and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. I am using the wide tip to score the designer series paper. Sometimes if you use the smaller one, it can rip your designer series paper. So sometimes I use the smaller one for thick cardstock. Okay, I'm folding on all the score lines. I'm going to do the same for this paper. Now I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder. Okay, let's take our scissors and we're going to remove all 4 corners. While I'm doing this, don't forget there is a free PDF over on my website that has a picture and the measurements as well as the supply list. So if there's anything you'd like to order, that list is on that PDF as well as over on my website. Okay, there we go. Now, let me show you what's going to happen. We're going to take this piece. We're going to find the one that we want to be the front of the box, because that's the back of the box. It still looks cute, but this is going to be my front. So what I'm going to do is place my adhesive on this left side, because then we're going to attach it just like that. Now I am going to use my snail today because it's a little easier to make this project with an adhesive that is not wet. And I'm at the very end of it, so it's possible it may run out on me. Yay, it didn't. Okay, so let's start here at the corner, and we're going to attach it just like that, okay? Then we're going to fold this back. I've made this project years and years and years ago, and the reason I fold it back, I finger score it, is because it's difficult to get the score lines exactly right if you use the Simply Scored scoring tool. You can try it. I've tried it. I don't even want to tell you how many times I've tried it, even as I'm trying to make this project again, since I haven't made it in years. But it's really hard to get those to be exact. So just fold it back. If you use regular cardstock, it is a little bit harder, but it's still doable. Okay, so same thing. I'm just lining these up. Just like that. And it's okay that it has that gap, okay? This is like a Mayday basket. That's what we're calling it, a Mayday basket. Okay, so same thing. Now this end piece right here, you have a couple options. You could peel this back and slide this piece under, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fold it just like I have the other corners. So I'm gonna fold it back. That's gonna give me my score line right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this top portion. I'll trim that in just a second. And now I'm just going to attach this to the inside of the box. So let me clean this up really quick. Okay, now before we do anything else, let's go ahead and cut our corners. So we're going to just cut down to the top of the box on each corner. That first corner is already done because we did that as we were attaching that to the inside. Okay, so these are going to fold down just like that. You could use your liquid glue if you want, or I'm going to add it, or close it, I should say, or fold it down with dimensionals. So I'm going to put 2 on each side. Okay. Now, so I'm going to peel the backing off and fold that down. It's been a long time since I've made this box. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to remind you guys, I'm going to start moving my quilting videos from my personal website over to Chicken Scratch. So I'm not ditching Stampin', I'm not changing what I'm doing. I'm just kind of moving things over to my main website now so that I don't have multiple sites to manage. So don't freak out if any of you guys are wondering. I love Stampin'. I'm a lifer. Okay, so this is the front of my box. And the way that I can tell is that little lip right there is right there. You can make that the back of the box if you want. I'm okay with that being covered up, because if I put something in here, I would cover it up with tissue paper or the little crinkle paper. Okay, so now let's decorate it. So I'm going to take the Tea Together stamp set. This is in the Occasions catalog. It is carrying over. And I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink. Now save these. These are squares that you can use for something else, okay? Okay, so I'm going to grab that image. Again, Mossy Meadow ink. Whisper White cardstock. I love the font of this. And while that's drying, I'm going to cut out the 1 3/8 scallop circle. That punch is sticking around. The 1 1/4 is retiring, and I've had this thing forever. I use it every week. So I guess I'm going to have to use the dies to cut out my small circles. Okay, I'm going to give that a minute to continue drying. And I'm going to take my flax ribbon. This is 1 strand of the flax ribbon, and I'm happy to report that this is carrying over to the annual catalog. So yay, I was really, really, really hoping that it would. It's fabulous. And I'm trying to get the most teeny tiny bow I can get, because we're going to be attaching it to the little button. These are in the Occasions catalog. They are retiring. They're so beautiful. I wish I'd used them sooner. Okay, I'm going to take my liquid glue now and add the 1 1/4 circle to the 1 3/8 scallop circle. And then I'm going to take a glue dot and let's see. This project is so small. I'm going to use my paper piercer today. I know I told you guys I was retraining myself to use the Take Your Pick tool. But this project is so small that I'm going to use my paper piercer today. I'll go back to retraining myself on the bigger projects I make. Okay, so my button is attached with a glue dot that I wadded up. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the ribbon. So I'm going to take the glue dot, smush it, and then I'm going to add it to the center of that little button. And then again, I want to make sure my little bow is the size I want it. And then I'm going to turn it so that it's not covering up the words. I'll turn it some more once we get it onto the box. Okay? So now let's take a dimensional. Turn that over. Place a dimensional on the back. And then which side did I say? That side I said was my front side. And I'm just going to attach it down here to this corner. Okay, so here's my original. Here's the one we just made. Pretty cute, right? Again, this is the Petal Promenade Designer Series paper, and it is retiring along with the 1 1/4 circle punch and the buttons. And don't forget, there's a free PDF over on my website. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.